Take a deep breath and be prepared. Don't be nervous or ever scared. It will happen as it has happened to me. Remember, if it is meant to be, it will be. When you are ready, it will always occur. Sometimes it will happen like a blur. So never be unprepared or ever guessing. The universe has a funny way of blessing. Whether it's with people or things it knows, it sees inside of you soul and sees what grows. So when you walk away, be contrived and steady, and always, always be ready. When it's a moment or even a meeting, it will happen without thought or cheating. Now lift up your expectations and veil. Now exhale. And that is Be Prepared by Randy McClave. And as we talk about being prepared, we turn back to our friend Micah here, who was not fully prepared for the relatively honest answers that he received from these Cyber Knights, specifically the one who he has learned his name Tio, as Tio kind of broke down a little bit of his understanding of what's going on. He helped guide a little bit of Micah's expectations, one about what it means to be a Cyber Knight, how these abilities and everything came to be, and then what the order itself comprises itself of. And through it, Micah also learned that there is a desire to meet him. And while Tio himself was not sent directly by this Lord Coke, this mysterious figure who apparently leads the Cyber Knights in general, it's been expressed that it would be a good idea for Micah, especially given his visions, to go and meet this sir. And as they kind of discussed next steps, Micah agreed tentatively for the 3-day trip to go and find the rest of the Cyber Knights, to learn about how far he's been trained, as there is another secret that was revealed, that as Cyber Knights gain these abilities, they open themselves up to the mysteries of the universe, and through it, the ability for this power to be used corruptly grows stronger. And the question always comes up of whether or not a Cyber Knight has fallen, becoming a robber baron or some ruffian hired mercenary. But worst of all are the Cyber Knights who have turned to blackguards. And the question always comes about when these Cyber Knights fall is, what kind of powers and abilities do they get? Micah, curious now, as the hints that Tio has dropped, the supposed allegations is they want to make sure that they know why his sister Amadi left the order, what she has trained Micah, what her reasons were, and whether or not these two are in fact still truly Cyber Knights and willing to commit to the oath, or are they on their own? Micah, hearing enough of the mysteries and also some of the warnings about the assassination plot against him and the works that are trying to usurp what he's doing, he tentatively agreed, but as they left, Micah turned, looked Yins, his man-at-arms, though he still only has one arm, and agreed, I'm in over my head. And so, we now come back to our scene. My expectation is this scene is the two of them trying to make their plans. We are at a chaos factor of 5, so go ahead and roll. That is a 1, so we are now at an altered scene. So let's make an adjustment. My assumption is that it's just the two of them in here right now. So let's find out. That's an 8. Make 2 adjustments, okay? Let's move to a D6. A 1, remove a character, and a 6, add an object. Okay. Remove a character. Which character? Well, we know that the Cyber Knights themselves just left. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. We've got 8 characters total, is that right? Yeah. 8 characters. 3, the Broadkill. Okay. We're going to remove them, but we're going to add a scene. Or add an object. I don't have a direct object to add, so let's just roll on one of the random tables to see what kind of object we're talking about here. Okay. Let's see. Let's grab our handy dandy D100s and now objects. 60 is mechanical and 9 mechanical cold. Mechanical cold, removing the broad kill. What would this mean? My first inclination is this has something to do with maybe Yin's. We know that the broadkill stole his arm because, you know, the great pranksters that are the demons. So let's roll. I'm going to say this is a little unlikely. So it's a 35 or lower. It's a 15. So yes, it involves Yin's arm. Okay. Let's ask a fake question. Is there a suitable replacement amongst the broadkill? 99. Exceptional, no. Okay. So it is the opposite. So not only is it, okay, it's not suitable, or it's not an arm, or, oh, is it that Yin's arm is damaged and can't be repaired? 51. That's still a no. But barely. Is it going to take longer than average? 53. No. So what is it? Do they find something other than an arm to replace his arm with? 21. Okay, so Yin's is about to get an upgrade. There's a knock on the door, and both Yin's and Micah turn quickly. Micah looks over to Yin's. He goes, "Do you mind answering that door? I'll be prepared. I have some weapons hidden around this room. Plus, I don't necessarily need them." Yin's goes, "Okay, but could you tell me where some of those weapons are, man? Because, like, I don't really have much right now." Goes, "Just go answer the door and I'll cover you." "Well, that's great for you, my lord. Okay. This is what it's going to be like all the time? Just go answer the door." And as he approaches, there is a well-kept, well-dressed man. Let's just generate an NPC on the fly here. So, okay. Plot points, that's not what I'm looking for. Handy dandy character sheets. Let's go. Alright, so we know, okay, I'm expecting that this is a cyber dock. So let's roll on the PC modifiers. This is 61 lethargic, 81 lethargic performer. Okay, what's a lethargic performer? I'm assuming they have bards and the like, but who would make it lethargic? Motivation 96, convey, and 80, convey patience, and conversation mood 82. So they are helpful. $29. Gratitude. 79. The character. Okay. So that's a lot to break down right there. So we have a lethargic performer. Maybe what they're not referring to here is like a bard or something. Maybe it's just one of the guards who's putting on an act. So let's ask a fake question. Is this a guard putting on an act? 51, no, but just barely. Okay. Is this just a guard that is exhausted? 76. No. Man, getting a lot of no's tonight. Better start asking some better questions, huh? Okay. Well, I'm going to roll. I'm kind of stuck here. I'm kind of stymied a little bit. So let's roll on action. Character backgrounds, descriptions, conversations, character actions, generals, or general. 42, frightening, and 7 assist. So in walks a well-appointed, well-dressed individual. Micah recognizes him as one of the assistants to the family cyberdoc, despite the fact that the family itself doesn't hold by augmenting themselves. They obviously have plenty of people by their employ who probably do need augmentation. And so this assistant, as he kind of wanders in, a little dumbfounded, or not even dumbfounded, just a little out of it. Micah kind of watches him, treating him a little bit like, may I help you? And the guy looks around and goes, yes, my lord. I was instructed to bring your man back for assessment on an augmentation. He goes, the cyberdoc sent you, yes? Very good. Yins, you may accompany this man. He'll get you set up and we can get that arm replaced. Right, my lord, but there's been an issue. We don't have any suitable replacements. We may be able to provide an augmentation, but there's a likelihood it may cause a lot of strain on the system. I wanted to get your approval before we proceed with any dangerous, given this is your man-at-arms, yes? And he looks over to him and goes, Yins, I will not make this decision for you, but it sounds like there's an issue. Yins looks him up and down and he's like, what the fuck you mean? What kind of issue? You can't find an arm? It's like, no, I don't need anything fancy. I just need something to replace this, as he kind of waves the what's left just below his bicep on his right arm. And he nods and goes, we will have something suitable for you, sir, but it's not going to be a perfect match. There may be some additional augmentations that may be heavier than you used to. We may need to reinforce the scapula. Potentially the shoulder. We don't know. We need to get you in and under the knife. He goes, oh shit. Are you going to be okay without me, Micah? Nods and goes, Yins, I'll be absolutely okay. Also, especially in the presence of others, it's Lord Micah. He goes, oh, sorry, my lord. I'm still getting used to this. Okay, well, I had something to eat. Hey, do you guys have a bar somewhere along here? Do you think I might be able to take a little bit on before putting under the knife? It's like, no, you shouldn't have eaten before major surgery anyway. Okay, well, it's not actually, as they wander off. So, Micah is now left here on his own. So that's kind of a little bit of a change. And as Micah turns, he goes, oh, well, this is quite a great day. I hope Yins is not under too much pressure, but I need to find out a little bit more truth. I'm going to go visit this guard who... Well, let's ask a fake question. Is Micah going to follow up on this guard approach? 99. Exceptional, no. Quite the opposite. 8. Exceptional, yes. He is going to find Amadi. As he steps out into the rest of the fortress here, he starts wandering through. And as he approaches one of the grand halls, let's roll a room description here. We'll do locations. 85, spacious, and 100, spacious, welcoming. That to me sounds like a grand hall. Micah wanders in and sees the Lady Amadee positioned and talking to some of her associates. And Micah approaches, waiting to catch her eye just slightly. She kind of looks up, nods to him, and goes back to her approach. Let's see here. Let's give Micah, he's still exhausted, so we're going to give him a notice roll. -1. A 2 and a 2. I'm going to penny that for him because... A 3 and a 2. Not much better. You may need these bunnies. No, it's use it or lose it, right? One more try. 4 and a 5. There we go. With the -1, he manages to just barely hear it. He catches just the basic portions of their conversation. So let's roll on the character skills. Okay, come on. Character conversations. What is Amadee and Mike and her assistant talking about? 86. Polite. 17. Polite, careless. As Micah approaches, the two of them are engaged in a deep conversation, but at the surface they are just, it almost sounds like they're just being a little too friendly. Amadee leans forward and she puts her hand like right on the forearm of this person. We'll just keep moving forward. I don't want to, about to spend the entire time just rolling up 2 NPCs trying to figure out what exactly they mean. Amadee just nods to her and is like, how right you are. How right you are. I told them that they should not be broached, but yet here they are, and people seem to just be ignoring exactly what we have to say. Yes, I'm well aware. Thank you. And she nods the assistant away, who scurries off. She walks up and hooks one arm just underneath, or just around Micah's forearm, and elbow and elbow they kind of step away. The rest of the music and the merriment behind keep going, and Amadee just looks and waves, and it's like, so brother, I've heard that you had, well, we should roll. Let's roll on just kind of a general description here, because I don't have like a full plot that we're following just right now, outside of some semi-random rolls, and I'm building this world as we go, which is kind of the way I like to do it. So, let's see. 85. Quaintly. 64. Quaintly modern. Amadee goes, So I made sure to send the Cyberdoc to pick up your new man-at-arms. Did he make it? Ah, yes, sister, thank you. Yes, the Cyberdoc's assistant came up and picked up Jens. He's getting fitted now. There's some issue. I'm not sure. Hopefully he comes back. He's a steadfast and loyal person. He was ready to fight and lay down his fighting for me while I was captured. I find that very refreshing. And in addition, there is something about him. Amadee just kind of looks and goes, you mean like a puppy dog? You have your own puppy dog now. As well, one that was captured and tortured by the Broadkill and maintained a sense of humor. He's made of sterner stuff, sister. I can't imagine what'll happen once we get him properly trained. Amadee goes, you have a tendency of looking at the bright side on people, don't you? And Micah stops for a second, and he looks at her. Amadee, I'm sure you're well aware, I was approached and had a conversation with our guests. They told me some interesting things. Amadee looks and nods like, indeed. And what exactly did they tell you? So I'm going to go back. Character conversations. Let's see how this conversation's going, and then we may go into a social conflict. 84. Plans. 86. Polite. Plans, polite. Well, sister, we have been extended an invite to the house of, to the house of Lord Coke. She nods a little bit. She goes, and have you made agreements to accompany to the house of Lord Coke? I have made tentative agreements. I can back out of them as quickly as possible. He just kind of looks. Let's roll. Let's give her one. Let's give her a conversation. 77 is nice. 28. Nice, delightful. She goes, well, that's wonderful. That is wonderful, brother. We can back out of this. We don't need to go if you don't want to. He goes, but sister, why would we not want to? And she looks, she goes, I guess there's no reason not to, huh? I feel backed into a corner here. Personally, I don't think this is the right time for us to leave. I don't think it's the right time for us to escape. But there's no denying the fact that they are here. Tell me, brother, what exactly did they tell you about their organization? So you do know about it. She goes, I think that time for pretext is over, and I'm wishing to hear from you. Your opinion matters to me, brother. I didn't train you and give you these experiences just to have someone's lies take them away. I am very curious, though. And he looks her up and down. Well, they told me a little bit about what the expectations are on a Cyber Knight. The training, that it's very common, and that there are others, and that not everyone has to be associated with the house, but instead can go out and do what's right, train apprentices, and share their stories as they go forward. Namadi looks at him and goes, and is that what you think I did, brother? I don't know what you did, sister. I know that you gave me some great trainings. I know that we are more and better prepared for not just what is happening within our family, but what is happening outside. But I also know that the world is changing. Great features are moving. There is a seismic shift occurring in the world, and we are not in front of it right now. And I'm worried that we cannot stay hidden. We are in a precarious spot. Father has planned very well for us, but at the same time, there's no doubt that the Federation of Magic is planning on making a move. That the Coalition States has made several moves, some of which we are not even fully aware of yet. And that even our local alliances with some of the city-states and baronies, they don't bear the fruit that we had hoped. Combine that with the Broadkill threat. Sister, I'm concerned. I'm concerned we cannot keep up. She goes, do you think that Father cannot keep up? Micah stares off for a little bit. I don't know if it matters. I think for one, you and I need to be the defenders, whether it's for our house or just for our people. I don't think that you trained me just so that way I could sit and play in the great game. And I also don't believe that our only feature is just to follow Father's whims, hoping that we will have a small piece of the pie when he passes away. I don't think any of this suits us. And because of that, I am very curious as to what they have to say. There's no doubting my vision. There's no doubting what I saw. Whether it's real or coming to fruition or just some poetical dream, I feel that there's an importance to it. It's not left me. And so, if I can't get it defined, then I should seek somebody who may at least be able to give me pointers. Direction? I'm not sure. But sister, I have more questions than I have answers. And neither you, nor Tio, nor anyone seems to be ready to answer. Amity just kind of watches for a little bit. I'm going to give her... She needs a roll of some sort. I'm going to give her... Persuasion. Just because. 7 and a 3, and I'm going to roll spirit for Micah. This is a D8 as well. A 7 and a 1. Alright, so they tie, which means the defender by default wins, which means as Lady Amity just kind of And what exactly are you proposing to do? Surely you don't mean to just leave the kingdom, follow these off, and then become a great adventurer, right? You know, that would be irresponsible. Micah looks at her and goes, Sister, that's not at all what I'm saying, and I will not rise to the bait of you assuming that I'm talking about just running off and leaving. Instead, I think we need answers. We need to understand what's going on. What if we need additional training? What if there are real dangers for us? You've heard the stories of the fallen, have you? So you do know, and you... How could you? How could you lie to me all these years? How could you tell me something other than the absolute truth? Why did you not tell me there was actual cyber knights? Amity looks a little taken aback, a little hurt. Let's see. 60... Judgmental, 13. Judgmental, bold. Amity looks at him and goes, What doesn't matter? Just because a couple of cyber knights walk in through our door, you're willing to take everything that we've put together, everything I have taught you, and what? Run away? You want to go to some glorified school to learn what I've already taught you? Are you going to leave this entire land to Broadkill or something worse? Are our siblings going to take the throne, take our house, take our lands? What if Father were to give up, step aside, and you were not here? And you want to take this off on a flight of fancy because a couple of half-dressed peasants who learn some fine arts that you and I share, and you would give this up? Maybe you are weaker than I thought. Micah looks at her. I can't believe you. This is a real chance. An actual opportunity for us to learn a little bit more, to become a little bit more powerful. And you're scared. What are you afraid of? What has scared you so bad that you're not willing to listen to reason? Come with me. Come with them. Let us at least go talk to this Lord Coke and figure out what exactly is going on. Because apparently, sister, they know all about you. They did not know about me. And I know nothing about them. Which means the only person here who is trying to hide is you. She turns away. She goes, Run away, little brother. I have nothing else for you right now. Micah stalks off. So, we will... That is one whole scene. A nice little drama scene. And, let's see... I will say that that scene moves our chaos factor up to a 6 because Amity is now aware of what's going on. Micah has no further answers. And he is now without yins. So, let's roll for our next expected scene. That is a 6. Roll within. It's an even interrupt scene. Okay. Let's okay. 2 and a 6. Add a character. Oh. Does Bobby come through? 17. Okay. As Micah turns to leave, he starts stepping through. The great portal that leads out of here leads towards the kitchen. He knows he knows these halls. He starts stepping through, and then he sees it. There's a heavy glint, a shudder in the floor, and a bulking red body. It easily stands an extra 2 feet over him. The pistons, or what look like pistons along his back, these energy sources keeping the bionic baddie powered. The heavy red frame that looks almost just like a tank that has been hammered into humanoid shape. The only places that look soft are not actually soft by accident. They are not soft by biology. They are because they are rubberized to ensure that there is the least amount of friction occurring along these joints. And as Micah observes him, he stops and he sees his bodyguard standing across the way, looking directly at him. The helmet lifted up, the face mask still looking out with the oddly human biological face. The eyes glint gray. There's a whirring noise, a red reflection behind him, belying their artificial nature, and then suddenly the face skews slightly. Micah watches him. There's a pause, and suddenly, "Hey there, my lord. It's good to see you right now. Lord Micah, how did the fight go?" Micah looks him up and down. He goes, "It went very well, Sir Bobby. Tell me, how did your end of the fight go?" And I'm gonna try to give him. Let's see. Let's see. A lot of social conflict, so let's roll. What is... Okay. Not character conversations or descriptions. We know what he looks like. We know his general motif. We still don't... We can suspect that he may be behind whatever this thing is. Let's roll on motivations. 62. Misfortune. 96. Suffering. Misfortune to suffering. Okay. Let's roll on the conversation. 83. Peace. 92. Peace refuse. Okay. Is Bobby here to do harm? I'm going to say this is unlikely because he's not stupid, right? But 33, that is a yes, and we have... That is a random event. But with that random event, I think we will wait until next time.